Hi, welcome to the lecture 6 of the thermodynamics. In the last lecture, we have studied reversible adiabatic expansion. In today's lecture, we are going to study irreversible adiabatic expansion. Now, before studying irreversible adiabatic expansion, I would like to show this diagram to you. See, this diagram, it shows two cylinders. Okay. Now, the diagram A represents reversible process while the diagram B represents irreversible process. Okay. So, this is a piston. Okay. Now, this is a reversible process. So, it proceeds infinitesimally slowly. Okay. So, this is its initial position. Then through the infinitesimal changes, that piston goes to the final position. Okay, so this is about reversible process. Okay, we have studied the difference between that two processes in the last lecture. Now see the irreversible process. Initially the piston at this position, initial position, and it directly goes to the final position. So that change occurs rapidly. When piston goes from initial position to the final position, that process occurs rapidly. So that is the point which I want to underline here. Okay, so in irreversible adiabatic expansion, which we have to study today, irreversible adiabatic expansion, see here, in contrast to the reversible expansion, an irreversible expansion is not performed continuously at equilibrium by means of infinitesimal changes in pressure. So what this I have shown you in the diagram. Okay, in the limiting case, that is in irreversible process, the value of the pressure P abruptly changes from P1 to P2. So directly or rapidly it changes. Suppose initially pressure is P1, when that piston moves directly to the final position, its pressure becomes P2. Now the following expansion proceeds in one step. So what this is I have shown to you, the expansion proceeds in one step against a constant pressure P2. Hence delta W is equal to minus P2 dV. Okay, so in reversible adiabatic expansion, we have seen that our equation was delta U is equal to Q plus W. As the process was adiabatic, therefore delta U is equal to W, and by considering these things, we have derived delta W is equal to minus PdV. So this is the start of the equation. Now again, in case of irreversible adiabatic expansion, the start is same. Okay, but in case of reversible adiabatic expansion, we have arrived at delta W is equal to minus PdV. See the difference here, delta W is equal to minus PdV, but in case of irreversible adiabatic expansion, see delta W is equal to minus P2 dV. Why? See, the value of the pressure abruptly changes from P1 to P2, rapidly changes from P1 to P2. Therefore it proceeds in one step against a constant pressure P2. Hence our equation become delta W is equal to minus P2 dV. Now thus we know that delta W we have derived in a previous expression. It is CV dt is equal to minus P2 dV. Okay, now we have to integrate it. So upon integration, within the limits T1 to T2 of temperature, integration T1 to T2 CV dt is equal to integration V1 to V2 minus P2 dV. Okay, so CV is constant. So in bracket T2 minus T1 is equal to minus P2 in bracket V2 minus V1. So it is the easy thing to understand. Now we know that PV is equal to nRT for an ideal gas. Therefore that our equation CV T2 minus T1 is equal to minus P V2 minus V1 becomes, it is equal to minus P2. Instead of V2 we can write, see here, V is equal to nRT upon P. So instead of V2, we can write nRT2 upon P2 minus for V1 we can write nRT1 upon P1. Okay. Now see, it is equal to, in this P2 and this P2 get cancelled, so minus nRT2, that minus minus become plus, so nRT1 P2 upon P1. Okay, so we have solved the bracket. Now see, CVT2, it is CVT2 plus that minus nRT2 comes to this side, become plus nRT2. Okay, and that minus CVT1 changes side and become CVT1 plus nRT1 into P2 upon P1 remains as it is. Now take T2 common from this equation, so T2 in bracket CV plus nR is equal to, here T1 is common, in bracket CV plus nR P2 upon P1. Okay, so in case of molar quantity, so we have to write T2 CMV. It is the molar specific heat. T2 it is a CMV plus R is equal to T1 in bracket CMV plus R into P2 upon P1. So this is the final expression for the irreversible adiabatic expansion. Okay, so if we see in this expression, the initial steps was the same as like reversible adiabatic expansion. There is only change from the delta W is equal to minus P2 dV, and the again next processes are same. We have to integrate and solve the all brackets, and finally we arrived at this equation T2 is equal, T2 in bracket CMV plus R is equal to T1 in bracket CMV plus R P2 upon P1. So this is our final expression. So in the last lecture we have seen a reversible adiabatic expansion. In today's lecture we have studied irreversible adiabatic expansion, and in your examination the questions are asked, obtain an expression for the reversible adiabatic expansion or derive an expression for the irreversible adiabatic expansion, and many multiple choice based questions are also hidden in these expressions. So we have to study both these expressions carefully, so it will help you for the preparation of your examinations.